Thanks for tuning in to 210 Local Music Podcast. You're listening to episode number 19.
210 Local Music.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/210localmusic. There are over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. This is Mario Zamron, and this week you're going to hear a lot of familiar voices if you've listened to podcast episode 6. If you haven't, go check out www.210localmusic.com/6 and hear my interview with Phonolux. Then listen to this week's podcast. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Hey, this is Buddy with Phonolux, and you're listening to 210 Local Music Podcast.
Hope you enjoyed that episode. Machina Cinema is our guest this week and is comprised of Buddy Calvo, Dave Novak, and Miguel Romero, all from Phonolux, as well as producer Perla Rivera.
This is Dave from Phonolux. You're listening to 210 Local Music Podcast.
So just the same as the last interview, I start off with, who are you and what do you do? We'll start with Buddy.
My name is Buddy Calvo, and I'm the director for Machina Cinema.
I'm Perla Rivera, and I'm the producer for Machina Cinema.
I'm Miguel Romero, and I do audio production for Machina Cinema.
I'm Dave Novak, and I've been cinematographer and assistant director for Machina Cinema projects.
Awesome. So what exactly is Machina Cinema? We'll start with that. Meanwhile, Rocky is just all over me.
He's making out with you.
That's all right.
What is Machina Cinema?
Like the origin of the name?
Let's start with that. If I pitch you, Rocky, will you just... There we go. That's good.
It has...
Just don't French kiss me.
It has nothing to do with... I think Machina Cinema means a movie machine. Is that what machina means? Miguel? In Spanish? Or is that not even a word?
Machina? Yeah.
That means machine, right?
Yeah, it's spelled differently, but yeah.
Really? And cinema, does that mean movie?
Yeah.
So movie machine, I guess that's what it would mean. It's derived from a silly term. My sister's nickname, or they used to call her when she was really little, Machina, for whatever reason. I have no idea. And I remember that name, and
It just kind of stuck.
that's it. I mean, when you put it together, it sounds real clever, like we thought of that movie machine, but we never thought of that.
Yeah.
After we put it together and thought of that name, we told people, oh yeah, that's what it means, movie machine, but that wasn't where it came from. And we used to do films under this banner called Three Creams Productions, which we thought just started sounding silly, or I guess it's always sounded silly. And people would always look at us weird when we said that, like it was for adult videos.
I get that.
Which it wasn't at all. That's where it came from, a nickname that my sister had, and it stuck. We like it. We think it's cool.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely catchy.
So that's it.
So how did the idea for the whole thing start, though? Aside from the name, now let's start with the genesis of Machina Cinema. I see Machina Cinema presents Three Creams.
Yeah,
production.
you see that? Yeah. And we even had one for a while called Subterranean Pictures. All those names are copyrighted, by the way.
Yeah.
If we ever bring any of them back. But we were gonna start. I thought the process was so easy. So Subterranean Pictures was gonna be our documentary, our documentary branch of filmmaking. But we've had a hard enough time trying to make a regular branch of filmmaking.
He had it all well
Yeah.
cut out, didn't he?
No big idea. I was in theater in high school, and I went to college for business, and one day somewhere, I don't remember where or how, I got a copy of The Rebel Without a Crew, Ron Rodriguez's book.
Yeah.
And said I wanted to make movies.
I think after reading that book, everybody wanted to make movies.
Yeah. You hear the guys from here in San Antonio and what have you, and he went to a high school that I went to for a little bit called St. Anthony's.
Yeah.
And that was it. I don't remember, flash forward a little bit, and I got really into the show Entourage. I don't know if that was before or after. Perla knows the answer to all this.
It was after.
So after,
So-
I met Perla. I had my friend Joe. No, me and Perla started talking first, and she came in and she made everything happen. It's all outdated now, but she jump started with all the equipment. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a camera.
Wow.
I wasn't very versed on the camera at all. I didn't know how to edit or anything like that. And Perla basically funded the idea as long as she could be like behind the scenes a part of it.
Right.
Well, no, I didn't want to be part of it. I said,
Oh.
that
Wow.
this came along a lot later.
Later, yeah.
He started talking about it, and I said, okay, well, I have this credit card, so let's go get this stuff because you keep saying you want to do it, so here you go.
Yeah.
Go do it. And then my first short was Wanderlust, and nothing.
No, we shot a big old movie.
Oh, well, we shot this feature. Okay, there we go. We shot a feature film that did not ever happen. It had Girl in a Film in it.
Yeah, Girl was in the movie.
And
Oh, wow.
It had a lot of huge, ridiculous cast. And I said, I didn't really want to do anything. I'll come bring lunch a couple days, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah.
Go make your movie. And it turned into this crazy debacle and nothing ever happened. And then I said, well, damn, I just spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
I
I
promised her millions in return.
Yes. No, he promised to make my credit card payment, which never happened.
But we skipped over something.
Uh-oh.
Before we made that movie, my friend Joe came on board because he was on there.
Oh yeah, so Buddy said, oh, you can help. And I said, I don't really want to. He's like, I'm going to talk to my friend because, I think he can help. So we were there one night. Joe came over after work. We had this long meeting about it, and then Buddy and Joe made it. And my name was just kind of on there as like helping out producer because I bought everything. But
Which is what producers kind of
yeah,
do.
kind of.
I mean,
essentially
that
what
works.
producers do. Exactly. So him and Joe. And I helped a little, but I didn't want to be involved. And then it didn't work out as well. And then I said, well, crap, I guess I better throw myself in here because that didn't work out at all, guys. And it did. There's something there, but it's nothing viable.
Well, at the very least, I think even from stuff that doesn't work out, you learn so much more when stuff doesn't work than when that was perfect.
And that
I didn't learn anything.
Buddy's learning experience that he could not write, direct, and film. So the next project, Wanderlust, he had somebody else film, and he just directed. And then that was it. That's how we really got the ball rolling on everything. Yeah. And I got way more involved after that.
Cool. So when did these guys get to join up? Because that had started before, I assume.
We started the very first little thing that didn't happen was a full feature. It never got finished or nothing. It was horrible. We didn't know anything about lighting or sound or anything. It just it's the worst thing I've ever seen anybody try to do.
And you learned so much from it.
Yes and no. I mean, I still didn't know how to do it right. I just knew how to do it wrong. I knew exactly how not to.
Well, that's good because there's a billion ways on how to do it wrong, and you knocked one out.
I think we hit every one of them in that movie.
I think the first project that I
was Jacob.
did. First project I did with you was the trailer contest for the.
That's right.
What is that? Robert Rodriguez, Tarantino, Grindhouse.
The
Grindhouse trailer.
The thing we did here.
Patrick
and Andy and everything.
With Viviana Chan. And
No,
Joe
that was something
Garage.
else.
That was even something else.
That's even another one.
That was the first thing I.
Yeah, it was a short.
That was a short film.
Okay.
What was it called?
So we did that first big one. It didn't work out. We did Wanderlust, and I brought in a couple more people to help me out. Then we did. I think we did those next. So Phonolux started. The band started, and Dave had an interest in it. First, Dave came on, and Dave had an interest in it.
Did you have a sound guy?
And I said, no, I didn't even know we needed a sound guy. Or I'm sure we had like a mic plugged in maybe to the camera or something, but we didn't have anybody, certainly no one that knew what they were doing with sound.
Right.
And my background was music recording, but I felt like I had something to offer. I tried it out no matter what, and it worked out. I seemed to know what I was doing.
That's good. That's definitely good.
Levels aren't clipping? Sounds clear? Okay.
So Dave started out there. And then the next project we did that started and finished was Jacob. And Miguel started with us on Jacob.
Miguel was on screen.
He was on screen on Jacob, and
Okay.
I really remember Miguel filming one night
He
on the
was
roof.
doing lighting.
Yeah,
Him and Art
he
were
was
doing
doing lighting
lighting.
one night, yeah.
On the roof that
Yeah,
night?
he was on the light.
I think
He
I was
on the
filming
roof.
We
too.
were filming because I was walking back and forth, and you kept saying, "Stop walking, you're shaking me." And Miguel was laying down, and we had this little Canon G2 camera that we
That's
got
right.
from somebody, I don't know where. So that's that project Jacob is when Miguel came on. And again, it's from Phonolux. You know, you're practicing together, hanging out, and saying, "Hey, what are you guys gonna do? Oh, we gotta work on this short film." We're gonna, hey,
Yeah.
So you got a pretty significant part in the film too.
Wow.
yeah, you did. That's right, Miguel.
There were only 6 characters. I mean, come on.
Like I said,
That's pretty significant.
And I remember you saying you wanted to act. You always just say you want to act.
Yeah.
That puts you in.
Well, you're a voice actor, right? You do voice.
Yeah, I do a lot of voiceover work. But yeah.
Did it start with that, or was it Jacob that really got you started in thinking about it?
No, I mean, I was in theater
Okay.
in high school and middle school. You know, I was a big theater geek. So yeah, I mean, theater was definitely something that I already done in acting and things like that way before. I mean, whether in the band. I mean, you were in theater too, right?
Yeah, I was a stage manager in theater. I wasn't really into the acting stuff,
Yeah.
but I ran the stage. That's what I did.
See,
I
wish
did
I'd done
acting
that.
and crew, so
Oh yeah.
I mean, I really like both sides of it. But
Yeah. See, I did the acting, and I should have done the crew stuff. That's what I should have ended up doing. I should have just been behind the scenes.
Well, I was really big into film, so I would always try to take what I knew about movies and apply it to theater, even though that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
And I did try out once because they were doing the Cuckoo's Nest. Because it was
Oh,
my
nice.
idea for us to do the one-act play is do the Cuckoo's Nest. So I tried out for a part and I totally bombed. Like,
Oh man.
I just sucked.
you should have been the Indian.
That's what I tried out for.
Oh yeah, keep on that
Because
part.
it's not like that in the play. In the play, the Indian narrates the whole thing. So I had a whole monologue I had to memorize, and then I'm on stage and I did it. And I didn't choke. I just wasn't any good.
Okay.
And then
I figured
all
that was
my
the easiest part, but I didn't know he narrates it.
it's senior year, and everyone knows that I've been there for 3 years. And they're like, hey, buddy's gonna try out this part. And it sucked. And then it was kind of hard to go back after that and try to tell people, well, you do this. They're like, whatever, you can't act. So yeah, that's when I knew I had no business acting.
Sorry.
It's probably one of the
The
best
camera
acting
died
ever,
again.
though.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
And yeah, I know.
Oh, it died?
Remember last time we kept hearing that clicking? Yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
died again. Even
But
with
this
the
is still
record.
going, right? This is
Yeah, everything else is still good. We're still good.
20 seconds in the video.
So if you're so good at acting, according to Perla, not according to you, why not try again?
You'd be a pretty good actor.
It's too much. I got too much going on. And
Yeah.
if I try to check on something else, I have a
Is that
full-time-
that same battle that you had in the beginning with trying to do writing, directing, and
Oh, maybe. I mean, I definitely couldn't direct anything I acted in. But it's just too much. I think that we have, even us, as a band, having our own lives and
yeah,
having a band and then doing films and then not only doing Machina Cinema films. Machina Cinema films is a very small part of what, especially David and Miguel do. They do professional film work all over. I'm barely getting into that and doing a little bit here and there. But I mean, we tried to take on, or if I tried to take on another obstacle, another task would be no way.
yeah,
Not enough hours in a day.
that makes sense. I get that. I'm finding out that the podcast, it's almost like I'm my own band. If that makes any
Yeah,
sense. Like
yeah,
I have to
yeah,
handle all my
yeah.
social media. I have to handle all the
Yeah.
recordings, my audio. I might make sure I'm not
check Nine
tripping.
Inch Nails on your desktop.
Yes.
There you go. You're
Yes.
Trent Reznor. You're the one-man band.
Just with like none of the talent. That's why I rely on the interviewees and the music to be the talent, because I had the thought and I'm the only one that's wanting to do it. So, but I get it completely. Like the stuff that I see people battle with, I'm like, I'm battling with the same stuff, you know. So yeah, I get that. Trying to split yourself into, if we could only clone ourselves, right? Yeah.
God, no.
Hey, so you're talking about Jacob. Jacob was the first thing that you got some sort of public notoriety for, right?
Yeah, we put Jacob out, and Wanderlust, the very first little short we did, we entered into San Antonio Film Festival. San Antonio Underground.
It was still
It used
the
to be called the
underground.
Underground Film Festival.
Do you remember what year that was?
No, 2005
Is it
I know,
on the
we had
poster?
years on the poster.
maybe.
Yeah.
And we were at the Aztec Theater, and that was kind of cool to show it out there and whatever. And Jacob was the first time we got anything written up in the paper and stuff. We
Nice.
got right up in like left hand side things and the current. We had a nice, pretty big spread in the current. We showed at the Alamo Draft House.
Oh, nice.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. That's huge.
Yeah, we had a screening there, and I think that was my first foray into public relations as a producer to get media coverage and anything about the film. And then after that, we got into the San Antonio Film Festival again and screened at the festival as well as our own little private screening. So
Nice. And you're in. I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but you guys are heading to Austin, right? For
That's for our latest film. That's so the next film was Powder Kids, and then the next film was.
like I said, we're
Arose the
skipping ahead.
Coward.
We'll go back, but just to mention that right now.
Yeah, we're going to the South Texas.
no, we're going to Corpus. Yeah.
Oh, Corpus. Okay, gotcha.
South Texas.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the South Texas Underground Film Festival.
Okay, gotcha. And have there been any other film festivals that you guys are submitted to along the way, or?
Just San Antonio Film Festival, and then that one, but no, we've submitted to others. We keep our rejection letters. We've got a stack of rejection letters
Good at wallpaper.
of places we didn't get into.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a bummer, but I mean, we this is the first time, honestly, we could say honestly that we made something that we even considered sending out. So this is the fourth film into our production company.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time we've made something that is I think it's worth it, damn. It's not the same thing bad about what we've done before, but they just weren't up to par. They just weren't ready.
But you submitted
It's mostly a
nonetheless.
matter of the production values not being up to snuff.
Yeah, in Wanderlust and in Jacob, the production values weren't there at all. We just didn't know. If I had to say though, I think sound's been pretty awesome with everything we do, except for Wanderlust. But like Jacob, Powder Kids, especially, and Arose the Coward, it sounds perfect. The camera work is great in Arose the Coward and in Powder Kids. But this is the first time everything clicked. Like acting was good,
Mhm.
sound was good. Almost all the acting was good. Sound was good in Arose the Coward. And the story was good.
Cool, yeah.
And it's just a learning process. Wanderlust is probably one of my favorite stories. It's really cool. It's really simple. And if we took our production values and know-how that we have now and redid that story, I can totally see it working in like certain film festivals.
Mhm.
Jacob was just, I think, just something to do. I think we could retool it if we wanted to. And the Powder Kids was atrocity. I mean, just the shoot.
Oh.
We shot the Powder Kids for like a month or 2 months
We
on it.
streak
It
for
felt
a
like
month.
years.
And
Oh,
then
wow.
we shot the film on weekends and pickups and stuff like that for another year of shooting.
Wow.
Calling
That
people
is,
back, oh, I can't do it this month. I can do it in 6 weeks. Okay, cool. And then do it, just scattered out.
yeah.
So it always felt like you were working on this film called The Powder Kids, and then it doesn't help that I hyped the movie up to an obscene degree to, I tell people it was the greatest thing and blah, blah, blah. And we did some of the stuff I said we did, but we didn't do it the way I said we did. We closed down some streets downtown. It wasn't a big deal. We made it into the biggest deal ever.
Yeah.
So then you have to deliver on that, and we go to
Yeah.
the cutting room to make the movie, and you're working with a lot of actors. I mean, 9 out of 10 of them are first-time actors.
Oh, wow.
One actor that had been in anything else had only been like a supporting role with 5 lines and something else.
Yeah.
And it's just nuts. So you're trying to put that together and deliver on what you told people, and you obviously can't. So we cut the movie. We had a screening, a couple screenings. We sold out, but it was just family and friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but it's definitely. I mean, we worked on stuff now that we look at the Powder Kids and we just cringe.
Yeah.
Miguel's real proud of it, and so am I. Miguel did because I asked him to do it, and I'm sure he'll never do it again without charging
Shaking
an
his head
enormous
already.
amount of money. But Miguel did a 5.1 surround sound mix for the Powder Kids.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. I mean, the sound was amazing. Miguel did our sound on Arose the Coward. I know Dave had to. Well, who did the final sound? He did everything. Arose the Coward. And the sound sounds amazing. I mean, Miguel does a great job on it. And the Powder Kids sound sounded wonderful. But I mean, it was just the acting. And that's not to fault the people that were in it.
Mm-hmm.
They were first-time actors. It's not
Right.
like these people just didn't give me their best. They did give me their best.
Yeah.
But they hadn't been in a lot of stuff.
And they have 9 out of 10 of them as well have not acted since. Like,
I mean, that wasn't their passion. They were just trying it out. And
Yeah.
the script was changing constantly. And, there were so many little obstacles that You throw at a seasoned actor, they might have a little stumbling to get through.
Yeah.
You throw at a first-time actor, they're like, I can barely remember my lines. You're asking me about my wardrobe. Yes, I cut my hair. We're supposed to shoot yesterday. The scenes are changing, and now we're about to shoot. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to look like an idiot. That's more what it was.
Gotcha.
But I say this all the time, and for anybody that worked on the Powder Kids, I think most of the people can agree with me that if you, I say it all the time to people we work with, that if you worked with us on the Powder Kids, it's like you went to film school.
Yeah.
Because how you were talking about, well, all that, the films you've made, the learning process, they were none more so than the Powder Kids.
Yeah.
We worked on that film so long and so hard, 8-hour days, 10-hour days, doing things. Even now, if we said, we're going to close down some streets downtown, even knowing we did this before, we'd say, you better get this right, you better call this person and do this right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was this at certain time where we were able to do those things because we didn't know, and we gained a lot of experience. If nothing else, I gained tons of experience, and it made me feel like, cool, I went to my film school, I graduated from it, I know exactly what not to do and what to do.
Yeah. And Perla, do you feel the same way? Was that a kind of a proving grounds for everybody all around, or?
Yeah, it was crazy, and I think everybody learned a lot. And I think just like that, a lot of the people learned like they don't want to be in films. And David and Miguel were actors, and
David and Miguel were in a scene together.
They were in a scene in one of the film, and I think it taught me a lot as a producer to jump over hurdles and problem solve on set, and things happened. We broke somebody's air conditioner.
Oh my gosh.
We
got brewed on cars.
We used a lot of people's houses that were in the crew and in like the cast even. We used their houses and stuff as locations.
Oh yeah.
We broke a light at one of the guys' houses.
Man.
A light fixture, that was Dave.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. We never fixed it.
And also, we bought it.
That was a bust save.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't there a hole punch at Felix's house or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember when he threw
They
him
threw him
up
at
against
the
the
door.
closet
We
door?
broke somebody's door.
Oh,
we
man.
cashed in. We got used a lot of favors that night, but I think it also taught me a lot as a producer to know when to rein Buddy in, because there was a lot of stuff that was just like we didn't need that, and we filmed so much that when we put the movie together, I think it was like 2 hours long, maybe 2.5 hours long.
It was 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
2.5, right? It was about 2.5 hours when we strung together all the scenes, and that time was like, that's stupid. We don't need that. That's unnecessary. That was a waste of our time. We filmed in this gym that was like in the middle of the summer, and it was like 150 degrees inside this big metal gym. And we were there for a good
It's like an easy bake
3 to
oven.
4 hours. Yeah.
Oh, we cut
And
the
we
whole
cut the
damn
whole thing. It was completely useless. It was hilarious on its own. It could be its own short. But it was like, we wasted that day. I mean, it wasn't a waste of day necessarily because we had fun, but still, like, it was something we did need for the Powder Kids.
So how was the writing for the Power Kids? Was it written first, or was it written as?
I will say, Buddy's first script of that movie was great.
Phenomenal.
If a big budget movie could have been made from that script, it would have blown doors off.
Been done right there.
Oh my god.
Was it the retooling that eventually?
No, I wrote a script that was really cool and dark and kind of simple, and the guy helping us fund it, rightfully so, said, hey, I'm going to help you fund it. I'd like some input, I'd like to do this, I'd like to do that. And so it kind of ballooned out of control. And the movie we shot and made was not the movie I wrote.
Not at all.
And it wasn't the movie I was trying to make. I was trying to make something seedy, something a little darker and cooler.
Yeah.
And this movie got just inflated. It was like an MTV version of what I wanted to make.
Gotcha.
And unless you had the right actors and a lot of money, you couldn't pull it off.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So yeah, I wrote it, and then I had to rewrite it, a million times to appease the people I needed to appease. And so it just got watered down and got inflated with fluff, and so then we went over there and shot all that fluff, and it just turned into craziness.
Yeah.
Craziness. But I appreciate it. I appreciate all the friends and connections we made with it. I'm sure Miguel can tell you and Dave can tell you, them working on it, I'm sure that did a lot for them as well, like letting them know what they wanted to do and not do before. Dave, was that the first thing you AD'd on?
I'm not sure that I technically AD'd it, but
Or production manager, right? That's what you.
I was thinking about it while you're talking about it, and when you're talking about, it was all of our film school, that summer more than anything prepared me for working on films for the rest of my time. I started doing sound for it. Miguel, you took over at some point. I shot B camera. I mean, I don't
You
even
and
know.
Priscilla took over. You were doing a lot of the sound, and Priscilla was doing a lot of the sound. And then Dave
The
started
positions
doing
were so interchangeable.
Yes.
At one point, I was shooting B camera. I was kind of the production manager at some point. I was on screen at some point. I edited most of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Did Foley recording. I did like temporary voiceover recording for
This
it.
sounds a little familiar. Did you go from drums to piano to?
Exactly.
Well, I think that's the issue with jack of all trades. I mean, you are creative, so therefore you end up putting on a bunch of hats. I mean, that just happens.
It was madness, man.
It was pretty insane.
All I know is Miguel did that sound mix.
Yeah.
Miguel did
I'm not
that.
sure what the rest of us did. But that damn sound mix came together.
It
But
was.
well, I think what I'm getting is I was able to do so many different things on that film. It really prepped me for working on films, for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah, I
Because
get
now I didn't just have to show up as a sound guy that all I know how to do is sound. Now I get how all the other positions work and when not to get in these people's way and when not to cause a shadow here and how to treat actors and get them to provide a good performance back.
Yeah,
Incredible
it's-
learning experience.
And
Wow.
it was perfect timing because we started filming and Buddy was on unemployment. So when we started filming, it was great and it was going to work out perfectly.
I've been trying to go
Well, then
back.
Buddy got a job. He had to go back to work, and I had been working a full-time job the entire time.
Yeah.
And then after our summer happened and we had to keep shooting, we were shooting on weekends, at night. So one day I left my work during lunch and I met Dave and two actors in some ditch. And we filmed in this ditch that looked cool.
We made
Yeah.
a full
A
3-4
full-
minute scene with
On
two
my lunch
actors,
break.
me and Perla.
I did
Wow.
sound.
You second AC.
Second AC on my working a camera and like so it would have been perfect if we shot Buddy's movie and we had the right money to do it then. But
Yeah.
it turned into this huge experience for everybody because now I know how to record a little sound and
Yeah.
Miguel, have you ever done a 5.1 sound mix and stuff?
No.
here's
I haven't.
So what goes into that? Out of curiosity, because that's
A lot of
way over my head.
A lot of swearing.
Well, I mean, like a typical mix for, like TV. I mean, I guess there's some 5.1 commercials now, yeah. But I mean, for the most part, the things you hear like stereo, left and right channel. In a 5.1 mix, you have to deal with every single speaker.
Right, all the
The
additional.
middle speaker, the front two speakers on the side, left and right, and then the back, left and right, plus the sub.
Yeah.
So you now have, instead of just left and right, 2 tracks to deal with, you now have really 6 tracks to deal with.
Wow.
And which speakers get placed where.
What sound comes out of which speaker?
Exactly. So like all the dialogue has to come out of the center speaker. All the sound effects come out of the other ones, and then a little bit out of the center speaker.
Wow.
It's
It's a lot of a mix.
Yeah, exactly.
And then too, like if you want it to come, like if somebody's running around you,
Right, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
So
maybe
you-
pan it through.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or if it like pans like toward, or if it's somebody running towards you and then runs past the camera, you want to get that effect
And you
too.
gotta understand, he did it for free.
Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't work
I
for
worked
free.
I worked pretty hard on that.
So when I say we shot that month for free. Or they shot it for free.
Yeah.
Then they shot the next year of their lives on weekends, in between Phonolux shows, in between time with their
we filmed
girlfriends,
so long
whatever.
at one of our
We're shooting
locations.
for free, and they know, like, hey, we're gonna do a pickup shot this day. That doesn't mean we're gonna be there for an hour. That means we're gonna be setting up for 2 hours. We're
Yeah.
gonna be shooting for 6.5 hours, tearing down for another hour for nothing. If anything, you're losing money.
Yeah.
You would probably pick up jobs. You're gonna lose gas money. You're gonna.
Yeah.
And it was just on this idea that we're gonna make this movie, so we're gonna make this movie, and then it's like, well, we gotta finish the movie. We don't want to be those guys. So we
Yeah.
finish the movie, and then it doesn't turn out the way we want.
And we had to go back and change it.
At least everybody was on the same page that
Mm-hmm.
cool, we did it. We all know that we don't really want to push this out there.
Yeah.
It's, it wasn't. We could do better. And that's a bummer too, because I really do still get emails, Facebook messages from people that not have only been in it, but like they were an extra in it, or their sisters or whatever.
Or they heard about it.
And they want to know, hey, where do I buy the powder case DVD?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really don't know honestly what to say. I mean, the honest answer is we're not releasing that because we've done other work and we don't feel that's a true representation of what we can do. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe one day if we're huge filmmakers, because we never we're like, yeah, we can throw it out there. Then
Yeah.
they can see why. Then they can see why we never did. But we can't do it now. Not when we're still in the mix trying to make it. So
Yeah. That makes sense. So, Miguel, what else aside from the 5.1 do you think you picked up from the whole learning experience?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely learned that filming's definitely just mostly a lot of hurry up and wait kind of stuff. You're just kind of killing time until the scene's ready. Well, I guess it depends on what you're doing. If you're gaffing,
Are you're the one waiting or you're the one working?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's a lot of kind of trading off. But yeah, I mean that's about it. I learned how to run a field mixer. That's about it. I mean,
Learn how to work on Machina Cinema deadlines. We always seem to give Miguel ridiculous deadlines on when his sound edits need to be done. I think the 5.1 mix, we told him, well, we have to have it by next week. You have to finish. And then with the Arose the Coward, we were having a streaming with, well, we need to do this. Can you have it tomorrow? And he had to do extra. He had to get people to come to his house to do voiceover stuff. And
Oh, wow.
wait for Arose the Coward. Yeah.
I had to go do Alyssa's voice.
That's right. Yeah, we had to. We were filming on a bus. And we had to replace like some.
was there any
just
money in
throw
that?
lines.
Did you get paid for that?
Yeah, he gave me some cash for that. Yeah.
I say it like that because we worked together for a while now, and nobody got paid on the first thing. So coming to Arose the Coward, so Arose the Coward was the next film we did, and we got this guy Anthony Guajardo, who I don't remember how we got him or we found him. I think he came from Dave. How did we get him, Dave?
I'd seen him in a 48-hour project that
nice.
I think Rob Guajardo did.
Yeah.
And then he came to our music video, the Phonolux music video.
Oh, that's right. He was
That boy she escaped. He was there as an extra.
So he saw our production company do it.
I don't remember him from that, but Machina Cinema essentially Phonolux shot that music video.
Yeah.
And then we decided we're going to do this short called Arose the Coward. I don't know who decides these things, damn it. And we say we're going to do it, and okay. And it was the first time we said, well, let's be smart and let's get some money first, wherever we can.
Yeah.
So I don't remember where we got money from. Indiegogo, we got a little bit of money from there. We got some money from our friend who still helps us out. And Petrie gave us some funding and some stuff, and Chris Petrie. And some items that we needed, a trailer and whatnot. So we got Anthony, got him on board, talked to his people, his agent, manager, whatever, got him his feet, what he needed. They suggested another girl that was in a Walking Dead, who had a small role in Walking Dead, named Viviana Chavez. We got her. We actually flew her down from Georgia so she could be in it. She was a very nice girl. She did a really good job. And we did The Coward, and The Coward was it was night and day to anything I had ever done. Miguel, by that time, I think Miguel and Dave had already worked on some other bigger projects. So and that, obviously, any experience any of us get helps us as a team when we get together as a team, because you say, I worked on this, I know, we should do that, or I got this cool idea from here, whatever. They've got much more experience than I do.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to work on a big feature film with Dave, and that helped me a lot. I'm jumping the gun. So we did Arose the Coward, we got in there, and this was the first time some people were getting paid. The first time, even though it wasn't much, also the first time that we were getting a little more than pizza on set. I think we had more than just pizza on set. I think we had a little bit of variety. Yeah. And we were working with some real actors. We had a lot of really cool crew members that came out and volunteered.
And another big thing is we had people dedicated to certain positions on set.
Yeah, we didn't have.
It wasn't
we didn't have floaters.
It wasn't shared load.
Almost like crews.
You didn't like today since you showed up.
Yeah.
So we had
Gotcha.
Dedicated people to do that job. So Dave did. Dave was our AD. Miguel was our sound. We had Darren coming in and shooting, and the Nations came in.
We had a gaffer.
We had a gaffer. And again, I think the money, the little bit of money we had went primarily towards this food and getting the actors in and whatnot. And there was a lot of people that volunteered their time, their materials, their, everything, their energy to work on the film because they liked the idea of the movie. Anybody that worked on it, most of the people that worked on it in a big capacity I sat down with them in this living room and sold them on the idea of the movie.
Yeah.
I said, this is the movie you're going to be a part of. You tell me if you want to be a part of it.
Right.
And they liked it so much, they said, yeah, I'll give up some weekends and I'll help y'all out. And that's really cool. And then I just try to be honest with them, telling them I don't have any money. I'm just trying to make this movie. We want to help them out. And not, it's no big deal. I understand we can't do it. And we've been lucky enough to where we get these really talented film individuals who we've befriended, and they're able to come out if they're able to and help us out. That's really cool. I mean, what more could you ask for? What we're trying not to do, obviously, past Arose the Coward, is you don't ever want to take advantage of that.
Right.
It's real easy to say, oh, you helped me out my last movie for nothing. Can you help me out my next movie? It doesn't work that way, and it especially doesn't work that way for the people in this room, because I consider Dave and Miguel to be film professionals, and they worked on some serious stuff. Even though we're friends and we're in the band and everything, this is what they do for their livelihood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what they do for their livelihood. I can't ask them to work for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd be putting them out. Like, number one, they wouldn't say yes. Number two, even if they did, they'd be screwing them over.
Yeah.
It's cool as long as you don't. It's cool as long as you don't take advantage of that situation.
Right.
So I've tried my best not to. I really have. And that's it. That's where. The Coward. We submitted it to a whole bunch of festivals. We got rejected by a whole bunch of festivals. And I don't think it's for anything except I think the movie's a smidgen too long. When we first cut it together, it was 30 minutes. It was 43 minutes, and then we cut it down to 30 minutes, then we cut it down to like 15 minutes, 23 minutes, then we cut it down to 15 minutes, and right now it's at...
It's 9 minutes. We have a 9-minute
We have
version.
a 9-minute version and a
30-minute version. The 30-minute version is the one that we've been submitting because it's the best version.
And we did submit the 9-minute version to a couple places, but it becomes redundant. Like, as far as the best substance is a 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the best chances of getting into a festival, that's a 9 minute. So even if the 9 minute gets in, it feels so silly. Like, we see it up there, and we're like, there's so much.
It's an entirely different movie.
Yeah, we even called it a different movie. The 30-minute version is Arose the Coward. The 9-minute version is just called Andrew. Because we cut out some huge pieces of the film
And actors
that don't make sense in a 9-minute version.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But the 30-minute version we submitted to the Austin Film Festival, and it's the first time we've gotten a nice handwritten rejection letter. They said, we really enjoyed your film. You created this fantastic world. We just ran out of time. Which is essentially them telling me, hey, it was too long. So, and that was one of the things we went into the film knowing was that we wanted to make it short. But it was just kind of a longer story to tell, then we couldn't tell the story the right way in anything under 30 minutes.
We didn't mess up in that respect, though, because the script was 30 pages or 27 pages.
No, well, we knew beforehand that we wanted it to be short, and then it ended up being it was going to be 30 minutes, and
So it's not like we wrote a 10-page script and then ballooned.
Right, it's about a minute per page.
We knew what we were doing. We knew that we were doing that, but knowing that now and knowing like the politics that go into film festivals now, more so, I'll know now forever if I'm ever planning to get a film into a film festival, especially a short, it has to be under 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
Or else don't get upset when you don't get it. Because you might have a great film that you're going up against. I mean, film festivals aren't what they were originally created and intended for. Film festival movies now have, Brad Pitt in them and Natalie Portman in them.
Yeah.
So they have to make room for you or them, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
They also want to make room for a lot of films.
They want to show short, so they can show 3 10-minute shorts in place of ours.
So unless ours is something amazing, why would they do that? They wouldn't. They're not going to.
Well, would that be the challenge, to make something amazing that would...
Yes, it would. So if you know anybody who wants to invest,
well, actually, before you said Indiegogo, I was going to ask if you guys had considered crowdfunding through either Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
Yeah.
How did it turn out using Indiegogo? Was it viable?
It was okay, and we got a pretty good amount of money.
We got a little bit of money, and then we got, if you get so much, they take a certain percentage off or blah, blah, blah. So we got somebody that said, we'll help you fund it, but don't put it in the Indiegogo so they won't take a percentage off.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, cool, yeah, so we'll go that route. But it's cool. But now, the more I look at Indiegogo and Kickstarter, big people use it. Like, who's that?
Zach Braff was doing
Zach Braff.
Yeah.
He used it for his movie. He raised millions.
Yeah.
So now again, it's been taken over by celebrities, and there's so many
New
Kickstarter
Veronica Mars.
pages.
Veronica Mars is the first big thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying the other night.
So
that I
it's-
got the huge, whatever,
Yeah.
crowd reaction.
And it's just like filmmaking and music in general, where it's oversaturated now.
Mhm.
And there's so many people doing it that it's hard to get anybody to look at your
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was the first time we ever had a trailer for a movie before we shot
Oh,
it.
nice.
Because we went and shot the trailer.
Yeah, we
But-
went and shot
but
it.
everybody gave up a Saturday and a Sunday, a weekend with us, and we went and shot this really cool trailer.
Yeah.
Really cool, and that was the first chance they had to work with. A lot of them had to work with us, and they're like, okay, cool, well, we can't wait till the movie starts, so.
Yeah. So aside from short film and some longer features, what other stuff have you guys gotten together through Machina Cinema? Have you done? I know earlier we were mentioning something as
We've done
by way of a music
few-
video.
Yeah, we've done quite a few music videos, actually. We've done a lot.
We did an unreleased Alyssa Bernal music video. We did an unreleased Rona Coleman music video. We did a Phonolux music video called The Boy She Escapes.
We
A great
did
video for Jay Goods.
We
Jay
did a
Goods.
Jay Goods music video.
Eric Gonzalez.
Erica Gonzalez music video.
We've shot some weddings.
I can't think of what other Machina Cinema and stuff.
We've done some commercial stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, we did.
Yeah, Machina Cinema co-produced film that is my first directorial attempt.
Debut.
I would call it
Attempt.
All right, you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so Dave, took the helm at a project. His own project.
Yeah.
And Machina Cinema was here to assist, and we were all on that. We were all on that project.
So it sounds like you guys are just always wanting to stay going,
Yeah.
to keep the juices flowing, to keep going from okay, we're finished with this project, we've learned, we're moving on, we're doing this next project.
Yeah, Miguel's gonna do a project next, aren't you?
The food.
No, I was like, you're gonna do your own project. No.
He was like, okay, yeah, I guess so.
Dave's project was the last project Machina Cinema really worked on. Machina Cinema now is producing alongside with the filmmakers, the Nations group, the Nations. After we worked on, Dave and I worked on their last feature film called Champion.
Nice.
And they helped us. They worked on Arose the Coward for nothing.
Oh wow.
So then we worked on Champion. We got paid. They had a budget. And then since we've formed the friendship with them, Machina Cinema, and then our groups got together and we're producing the next couple of films together, which would be our next film is a sci-fi film called Stage 5, and they have several films in the works.
Oh wow.
Several family-friendly films that they're working on that we're going to help. That they'll direct, we'll produce, and then our films, I'll direct, they'll produce.
Yeah.
So that's cool, and it's cool because it's just another level of professionalism working with them. They've been in the business for a while. They bring a whole bunch of contacts I've never known before. Now
They
that I know,
have 2 films, or soon to have 2 films
soon to
in
have two
distribution.
films and serious distribution,
Oh, wow.
foreign and domestic. And they work with casting directors. They work with real budgets. A real budget to me, they're still small indie budgets, but we're talking 150 grand to 300 grand and stuff. We're talking, our last film, Arose the Coward, was $10,000. So
Wow.
when they talk about a budget like that, it puts things in perspective, and that's how you are able to pay a sound recordist everything you need to get paid, plus to do the Foley work, plus to do the mix work, and that's why the budgets balloon like that.
Wow. Yeah.
So, but it's cool. It's cool because we're stepping it up, and we're getting more professional and whatnot.
Learning still every
Of
step
course,
of the way.
I don't think we'll ever stop, because hopefully every film's going to have its own obstacles that it comes with. Even working on the Juliana incident, Dave's film, I had never shot something completely overnight. Me, personally, I don't remember it that I have. And that was the first overnight shoot that I did for the film. And even though I wasn't doing much, I was just producing. Just helping produce, do whatever I can. And Dave and them are working,
Yeah, Dave's chuckling over here, by the way.
This is what chuckling. He's probably chuckling because I'm guessing because Perla produces. Perla works.
I was chuckling at the state of mind you were in at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah. Because Miguel's out there working, they're sweating and working. And Dave's, it's his whole project. So if it's crap, it's Dave. If it's great, it's Dave. So I know that feeling. And I'm producing, which is I don't know. I mean,
Well, you're waiting around until an issue comes up.
yeah, hey, how's it going? It looks good. Who's hungry? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what producers do because Perla did it on set. Perla killed. Perla works on set, but Dave, and it's mainly because every situation we've had with Perla producing, and besides Arose the Coward, we have not had enough crew. So Perla's Arose the Coward we finally did. She had a lot of pressure left off her. Well, Dave, on Dave's short film, it was a small short film, Dave had a whole bunch of pro crew there.
Oh, wow.
So, there is not a lot for me to do. You need help with lights? Oh, you have your professional lights. Professional sound guy. I'm just here to help. Remember, I need to help. So, but it was my first overnight shoot, and it was a lot, man. It took a lot out of me, like, just to shoot on like that. I had never done that before.
Yeah.
Even though I was just hanging out, it's just, you're there all night. We got here like at 7 in the morning. 7 at night, and then we stopped filming like at 7 in the morning.
Wow.
And that was the first time I'd ever done that. So
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row. So now I know for sure I never want to do that.
So it's almost like it was a 48-hour film festival.
Yes.
Bless you.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Nights are brutal.
Well, you gotta prep yourself for it. Like,
Yeah.
a few days out, like I'll sleep deprive myself so that it kind of like reverses my circadian rhythm, and then I'll just,
Oh, wow.
It's
be
fun.
nocturnal.
What did you
I talk shit like I'm gonna do that, but I didn't.
He couldn't. He tried to sleep all day.
I said I'm gonna stay up all night. So what ended up happening? I stayed up all night one night. Stayed up all day. Shot with Dave all night. I was all sick.
It does stuff to your body, man.
Yeah,
I
it
swear.
does, man. It does. So that's it. Dave's project was the last project we did. Hopefully, we have some projects in the pipeline with the nations that might pop up very soon. If I had to be totally honest, I think the next thing we're going to do, the nation's feature film could still be coming up with Machina Cinema, but I think the next thing we're going to do, we were just talking about it today, is a Phonolux music video.
Yeah.
I think that's the next little project we're going to work
We
on.
shoot
For-
for December on that.
Shoot
For new material or for material off of Feather Fortress?
It's for material off of Feather Fortress, but with our new bass player.
Nice.
Obviously. And I think that's the next thing we're going to do. And our last video we did was a little more grungy, quick, that kind of feel.
Mhm.
Or it was very
It was a few
simple.
hours.
Yeah,
Very
literally knocked it out in a
simple.
few hours.
Yeah, a few hours, nothing. This video is going to be a lot bigger, more towards the way of the boy she escapes, but hopefully not that big.
Yeah.
But more cinematic in nature. We'll have a lot more, stage shots, and it'll feel more like a traditional music video than the Hurricane video. But
More of a narrative, less of a
More a
performance.
narrative, yeah.
Less performance.
I really like the
Oh, I love, yeah. Well, like I said, I told you guys when we did the Phonolux episode, that was what drew me to you guys, was that video specifically. Very interesting. I'm excited to see what's going on next. So, if anybody wants to see what you have released, is there a specific website to go to? You guys got links to anything?
Yeah, for Machina Cinema, you can just go to machinacinema.com.
There's a reel on there, right?
There's a reel on there. It's a new website now. You have to check it out. Machinacinema.com. You can go to facebook.com/Machina
Cinema.
And besides that, you can just, if you just feel it in your heart, it will come to you.
You'll see all our hard work in your mind.
Yeah. So you can check us out on there. We have stuff on YouTube as well under the channel Machina Cinema. So.
Yeah, I think I'll follow you guys there as well. There was one more thing that I was going to touch on that is completely escaping at this point, but actually, kind of going backwards a little bit. If you can give me a brief synopsis of each of the projects that you've worked on that is something that you have released or intend on releasing, story-wise.
As Machina Cinema or just total?
As Machina Cinema. We'll stick with that.
You just want to know what each one's about?
Yeah, absolutely. That way people can kind of get the idea before they see it, kind of like a podcast teaser trailer for hitting the website.
Wanderlust is the first thing we did. It's about a high school dropout who becomes a prostitute, who finds out that her mother's dying of cancer, I think. And she had ran away from home, become a prostitute, finds out her mother's died of cancer, and she goes back home to visit her mom. Jacob's about this kid who his car keeps getting broken into, and he freaks out and kind of stakes out his own house to try to catch the robbers in the act. And He ends up not catching him, I don't think. He doesn't catch him, and it ends up being his friends that he runs into, and I don't really remember. Isn't that what the movie's about? The guy gets his car broken into.
70s part too.
Yeah, well, what was that? Was nothing.
Because his girl's not okay with it, and she's freaking out. He tries to calm her down, and he kind of overpowers her point of view and says, "No, I'm in the right here."
Yeah.
It's kind of Buddy's life story.
Yeah, that's thrown in there. Just check it out. It's really awesome. Check out the trailer.
He basically comes up with an elaborate plan to get these guys that are breaking into his car, and it backfires on him.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a lot longer.
Yes.
this was
We need you.
How are you?
10 years ago. I don't remember what it was about.
No, I mean, it basically is.
The Powder Kid's about a kid who went to school in high school with some. He grew up with his regular friends in the neighborhood. He leaves to college. He isn't doing that well in college. He needs to write this paper so he can keep his grade up and keep his scholarship. He comes home, and the friends that he grew up in high school are now kind of gangbanger, drug dealer type friends. And so he decides to kind of follow them around and chronicle some of the things that go on with them. While he's there following them around, some of his friends from college also came back. They get involved, two of the females get involved with, one of the females get involved with the group there, romantically involved. And that just starts a whole bunch of, you know what I mean, a whole bunch of drama.
Two worlds colliding kind of thing.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, you know, that all happens, and it reaches a climax at the end where one of the friends betrays another friend, and, you know, he has to figure out what side he's going to stand on. And
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And Arose the Coward is about, it's a horror film, and it's about a kid who is raised by his grandmother, and he lives in, his parents aren't around, he's raised by his grandmother, he's an oddball kid. He doesn't really have any friends, doesn't have a girlfriend, no job, anything like that.
Because
of his grandmother?
yeah.
Yeah, because of his grandmother.
She's not like a nice little granny that bakes cookies. She's like a demented.
What do they call it?
Oh, wow.
I can't remember.
Bible thumper.
She's
There
the
you go.
Bible
Isn't that called
thumper
it? Bible
okay.
thumper.
who hates him, essentially.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
so she resents him because he's a stepchild to her daughter, who is no longer around.
Oh, okay.
So it's not even, they're not even really related.
Yeah.
She's bringing him up because, you know, whatever, the parents aren't around.
Wow.
So she doesn't like him, she resents him, and, you know, he's having a horrible, he's had a pretty rough childhood with her, and he's had an even rougher time now. And you should, I don't want to say any more because
Yeah.
the movie's doing its thing, but you should check out the trailer
Yeah.
and hopefully check out the film.
MachinaCinema.com. Yes, that sounds awesome. Well, thanks for the synopsis. I really appreciate that specifically. I know we wanted to kind of cover that. Any other links related to Machina Cinema that you guys want to toss out, or y'all's personal, either Twitters, Facebooks, so that way people can keep up with Phonolux and Machina?
Yeah. Phonoluxmusic.com. If you're interested in any of the audio production stuff that Machina Cinema does, my audio website is phonographicproductions.com.
And mine is toastworks.com.
That's Dave's, by the way. Yeah, because that thing isn't rolling anymore, right?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Good, because I've been picking my nose this whole time. I don't want people to see that. Yeah, I mean, what else?
It was
what else is
disgusting. I saw the whole thing. It was disgusting.
And yeah, and then just MachinaCinema.com.
It's a very new, updated website.
It's an
It's really
updated
cool.
website.
So new that Dave hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I had to look it up myself.
I got to look it up too. All right, well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate the interview. Can't wait to see what you got going.
Rock and roll.
Take care, guys.
She smiles, though she doesn't know just what it does. She knows who I am, but she doesn't know just who I was. And she fools me by the way she keeps me around. I'm happy. still